Welcome everyone to the first live stream event sponsored by the New Hope Metaphysical Society and the Golden Heart Meditation Group. Hi, I'm Amy Gialuco and I'm the director of the New Hope Metaphysical Society, and I'm very glad to be offering you this conversation with Dr. Jana Malice, who is the founder of the Golden Heart Meditation Group and the YouTube channel Ask Dr. Jana. Dr. Jana is a psychologist who specializes in a variety of topics: anxiety, depression, autism, and works for various agencies and has a private practice in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The New Hope Metaphysical Society is an organization that's 30 years old that's dedicated to offering high-quality, inspirational, and educational programming in the realm of metaphysics, spirituality, and personal growth. Today we're going to talk about the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic and how we can cope with this most unusual event that has occurred to the world in the last couple of months. And so let me just give you a little background to our conversation, because we're going to talk today about how to cope with the pandemic on both a spiritual and physical, metaphysical, emotional levels. Just to say that the coronavirus pandemic is a situation that no one has ever experienced before, and it has widespread and devastating consequences on a worldwide basis. This has been a very difficult ordeal for many of us, for it has required a complete overhaul of our daily routine and to begin a new routine where we now spend a lot of time alone with really nowhere to go and no one to see. Basically speaking, against our own, except for our own families. As we continue to shelter in place, we need to adapt to this new normal for a while. So as a consequence, many of us have access only to the media to make communication and conversation with other friends and family, like we're doing today. So for many, the negative consequences of the pandemic still far outweighs some of the positive. The fact is that many have lost their jobs as well, because businesses have closed down temporarily or otherwise due to the additional mandate that only those businesses deemed essential can stay open during the pandemic. The general stress of the demands of the new normal has led to physical and emotional results such as a lowered immune system, insomnia, panic attacks, even violence or angry outbursts from people, generally frustration, boredom, and perhaps even physical and emotional abuse. We are in a critical state facing this crisis, which can be very challenging, frightening, and demanding on our physical, mental, emotional resources. So with all that in mind, it is necessary and imperative that we create a balanced perspective for ourselves in handling the day-to-day challenges, so that we can handle this anxiety, confusion, and fear in a more stress-free, harmonious, and stable fashion. So we can learn some coping mechanisms and psychological strategies that allow us to get through the day with a sense that we are in positive control, that there's hope for a better future, and that the measures we take for safety can also lead us into states of inspiration and creativity. So what are some of these coping mechanisms that we can engage with? What are some of the skills and protocols that we can use? What are the tools, spiritual, psychological as well, that we can review perhaps today and explain to the audience at large, that can be used then for the purpose of maintaining our emotional and spiritual balance. As healers and counselors and teachers, we've studied and implemented some of these techniques from many traditions in our own lives. So we'll be discussing that in our conversation this afternoon. So first, I'd like to just say that I'd like to talk a little bit about our own personal experience with the pandemic, how we have coped personally with this challenge today. So I'm going to open up the conversation to Jana and just say, Jana, oh my goodness. Okay, give us a little bit of background on who you are, and then, how you've been handling the pandemic in your own personal life.
Thank you, Amy. What a pleasure to be here with Amy. As you know, she's the founder of the New Hope Metaphysical Society. And I've known Amy for, 30 years, maybe more. I'm losing track.
Yeah.
But I have great respect for Amy. Wonderful healer, person, can do 100 things. So anyway, utilize her services whenever you can. But as far as what to do about the pandemic, and I've given the talk to so many of the people that come to me for therapy and telehealth services, I think you have to feel a little bit in control. You have to find ways to feel in control. Mm-hmm. You have to find ways to, even though things are beyond your control, still find a way to make your life happy. Mm-hmm. And the biggest thing is your mental health. Mm-hmm. You know, you got to have positive mental health, humor. The happier you are, the more your immunity. So I tell everyone, do something that makes you happy. Mm. You know, follow the guidelines as best as you can. You know, wear the masks, wear the gloves, limit your contacts. You can reach out to everyone by video. You can do drive-bys to see your loved ones and parties and graduations. The other thing is focus on the things that can make you happy. Have a schedule for your day. Don't just sleep away your entire day. That would be a depressed thing to do. If you could have a schedule, like especially if you have children. And the other thing is when you have children with homeschooling, people are very hard on themselves. They judge themselves. They get very annoyed at themselves if it's not perfect. But homeschooling is not going to be perfect. So you're good if you can get your kids to wake up every morning and sit in front of a computer and look at what they have to do. That's a big, big plus. So you want to make sure that your kids are waking up with a routine, especially if you have children. Tell them they need to be up by, I don't know if it's 8:30 or whatever, in front of their computer, dressed, have eaten breakfast, you know, and go from there. Now for the adults, it's, you know, have a routine for yourself, however time you need to make it, and get some exercise and do something for your mental health, do something for your spiritual, whatever your religious or spiritual tradition. Meditate, pray, put on the church services, whatever it is you would do that would make you feel better. Also, keep a list of all the good points of what's going on now. People are finding many good things, and they're grateful for the rivers getting clearer in Italy, the pollution going down. Families are having dinner every night together when they never did before. People are less rushed. People are sewing. They're learning to cook. They're learning things they couldn't do before. They're decluttering their houses. They don't have anywhere to donate stuff to yet, but they're decluttering all over. People are in massive decluttering. But I advise everyone, what makes you happy? Can you do something to make yourself happy every day? Mm-hmm. Can you watch a movie? Can you watch a video? Can you... anything at all, you know, can you eat some food that makes you happy? Do something that you can enjoy that is exciting or fun. Get eye candy, get pictures of things that make you happy and put the pictures up so that then it changes your mood. So use eye candy as a way to change your environment. Just like if you had seasonal affective disorder and you would have the lights on and the murals. Use eye candy for yourself now to make yourself happy now by changing the environment, by seeing a picture of that beautiful place you're never going to go to, or your vacation, or anything that gives you joy. Put the pictures up, put them in your bathroom, remind yourself, and also maybe put up a mantra or a saying that helps you get through this, like this too shall pass, or whatever the saying is that would help you out. And also know that this is not permanent. You know, everyone is forgetting, wait a minute, this is the new normal. But eventually there's going to be a fix. Eventually there'll be a vaccine. It could take a while, but, you know, this is not a permanent state of affairs. Things are changing, things are improving. You know, and in spite of the fact that people are dying, you aren't necessarily the one who's going to die. If you keep yourself in good health, isolated as best as you can, and taking care of yourself, you don't have to be the one who's affected at all. So do everything you can to improve your life and to be in control of anything you can right now. Reach out to the friends. Have a weekly Zoom session with friends and family. not just the people you work with, and you will find that your videos with your family and friends will be just as enjoyable as an actual visit, because people don't walk away from the Zoom meeting. They're right there paying attention. Hopefully they're not going to the bathroom if you watch SNL. But, look for ways to improve your life now. Look at it as an opportunity instead of as a problem. What is the opportunity right now? There's an opportunity there.
Yeah, there sure is.
Yeah.
I think so.
I mean, there's opportunities for all of us, and the gratefulness is what else is going to get you through. You look like you have something to say about it.
Well, yeah, especially about the gratefulness. I did some things to make me happy, I guess.
Okay.
And I guess everybody's definition of what makes them happy could be different.
Sure.
Everybody has a different thing that turns them on in terms of their joy. But for me, it was conversations, very important with my friends and family. Also, I found it was a good time to look into myself. Since I had no diversions, there were things coming up emotionally for me during this pandemic that got triggered, I guess, by the isolation. And so I thought, I need to talk to a counselor. So I actually got in touch with a counselor before the pandemic, but began it during the pandemic. And that was very helpful. And so a part of it was writing down like a gratitude journal.
Oh, yeah.
Writing down like 3 things a day that you find you could be grateful for.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Like every day if you can.
That's great.
Just to start to look at the good side of things. The
good advice. Yeah, very good advice.
What was another thing she mentioned? Just like yourself, just remind yourself of the things that give you joy, which I haven't done enough of, thank you. So I may just put up more pictures or even go through my old photo albums, which I thought was, something I had an inclination to do.
Sure. And I have to say, Amy has a special touch with feng shui.
Yeah.
She knows feng shui, and you can't really tell, but her place is amazing feng shui.
Right.
So if you can increase the fun and the beauty and the feeling good in your place at home or wherever you are.
Mm-hmm. That's very important as a cue, because the feng shui that I was taught was called Black Hat Buddhist, I think, feng shui. And what they said was you have to consider what gives you joy and put that on the walls as part of the feng shui, of course, as a reminder. And also of what your goals are. So put things on your walls for what you want in the future. So that's another thing, if you want to envision something for the future post-pandemic.
Perfect.
That may come up for you, like, oh, I need to visit my family more, then put up pictures of your family more, or I need to be in nature more, put up more pictures for nature, so that brings that future in now, too.
That's really great, yeah.
These are some of the
And it
tips.
changes your atmosphere.
Yeah.
You start seeing beauty of nature, very healing.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have realized that nature is so important because they don't have anywhere to go except nature. So many of the parks are still open or were opened or reopened. So that gives people solace, and they realize that, when they go, well, they see other people too.
Well, one of the things talking about nature, which anyone can do, is on the Facebook page, I joined a group called View from My Window, and it's all over the world. And you see all kinds of countries, the view from their window, looking out from the pandemic into the beauty of anywhere around the world. South Africa, Italy, United States, anywhere at all. And so I joined this, and I love the pictures. And it's really wonderful, like change in your mental state looking at this kind of thing. So I recommend it.
Viewfrommywindow.com?
View from my window. Something like that on Facebook. You have to become a member.
Oh, I see. It's a Facebook
It's
page.
very good, though. Yeah.
Wow, that's something
I might be
really
giving them a
exciting.
lot more business.
I think so. You just mentioned one thing, and there they go.
Yeah, it's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, I know there's been like a lot of efforts on the part of museums to allow people
virtual,
to see them virtually, virtual tours.
And all the performances by the stars. Everybody is performing for free online.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
It is. It's like, wow, people are giving. It's like when depressed, serve somebody. Do service. Because you'll always feel better if you help somewhere, somebody.
It helps yourself, too, to do that. How are we doing
Yes,
so far?
we're good. We're good. I was just checking.
Yeah, because we can't tell. This is our first time, folks, so we're still kind of working out the glitches. So let's see what else we can ask. Okay. So our well-being, I guess, is what we're working on, maintaining our well-being, which means, well-being in our body, mind, and spirit. So how about your body? Have you done anything special for your body during this time that you haven't done before? Or you just feel like you're on a good track with taking care of yourself?
Well, that's a good point. I'm recommending people do things in general, maybe things I have done, like, take that extra long bath with the special oils or the bombs that go off in the bath, whatever.
Oh, right, the bath bombs.
The bath bombs, Make that special time. Even taking extra showers sometimes can like revive people. Sleep sometimes is disturbed, and that might be normal for this time. But, I'm also telling people to go get exercise as best as you can. Maybe you're doing yoga in your, in your living room. My daughter, Frankie Malice, does a yoga channel on TV, on YouTube. So, she's teaching people to do it in their home. So you can learn anything. You can learn dancing. You can do physical activity. You can lose weight, do exercise from your own home without equipment, because, people may not have the equipment. A lot of people have said, someone close to me even said, I was just about to join a gym and then the pandemic came. So now what will I do? I said, well, go walking. Go walk around. It's really relatively safe. If you're outside and not near other people, even with your mask and gloves, you're pretty safe. And you've got to have faith. You can't be on a doomsday kind of thing. You can't be all fair, because it's your anxiety which is going to be one of your worst problems here. If you can cut down your anxiety, you'll have more immunity.
Right. That's very important, cutting down the anxiety, because I started having anxiety more and more the more I listened to the news, and the more I was conversing with friends about the different possibilities of where and when and how the pandemic started and how long it's going to be. It's that fear of the unknown, not knowing how long it'll be. Some people are like, oh my God, how long can I take this? So that what it requires then is to almost like be more in the moment. It's like allowing us to focus on what we would call like the moment point, or the state of grace, in which you're only in the moment, not thinking about the past or the future, but just being fully present. And
yes.
I guess that's a term they use like in mindfulness meditations or in other disciplines, where you're fully present, fully focused. And so that's has been hard, I'm sure, for all of us to be in that space, but this is a really good time to practice that, to be in the moment, to just focus on what it is that gives you joy in the moment, what it is that gives you pleasure in the moment, what it is that you want to do now, following almost your intuition and your impulse to do the next thing, if in fact you do have the time for it, and some of us do have the time for it.
I mean, it's a big time of creativity, and again, it is if you have the time.
Right.
I mean, if you are working as a frontliner, or a nurse, a doctor, right now on the front lines, you have extra anxiety.
Right.
And some of these things are going to be harder. And the people working on the front lines are our heroes, and we appreciate them immensely. And I think we're seeing how the essential workers and supermarket cashiers are so important to us.
Yeah.
But, if you do have time, I do all my work on telehealth and video and phone at this point. As a psychologist, we're all going to telehealth at this point. So, I might be someone, even though I actually am busier than ever for some reason, but which I can probably understand. There's still time. There's less driving, and there's still time to do whatever your hobby is, whatever you wanted to do that you didn't do before. I study languages, so that's something I do, and I'm still doing it. And I think this is a time of enrichment where people can come up with, wait a minute, I always wanted to do this, that, or the other thing.
Yeah.
And now's your chance. Now
Right.
Go ahead.
Right. So me too. I've been thinking I need to write a book or 2 or 3.
Oh, you would be great. You're an excellent writer.
So I've been thinking about it, and then I sort of called a publishing agency and asked if I could, pay for a package where they would help me, do everything, and so I went ahead and did that.
Oh, excellent.
Big step.
Excellent.
Big
Your
step.
book will be amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So-
With the way you write, yes.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I hope so. There's a lot of things I can
Oh,
write
wow.
about.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You got the magic writing touch. So.
tune in, folks, for the book.
Yes, I'm sure it will be excellent.
Post-pandemic book that I'll be writing about everything that I've had experienced in my life, of course, and then also the channeling work that I've done.
Yeah.
With,
pretty
Daniel
significant.
And Escordia, who will be coming out
Yes, and
shortly.
many other very interesting personalities and people who passed.
Yeah, oh yeah, the rock stars, of course. That's another book that I'll be working on, channeling and all that sort of thing. So let's see, I'm going to just go over some of the questions again to see if we covered everything. Maybe I can talk...
and we'll be talking further as well. This is our first edition, but we'll be clarifying things. And when you see the video, there's going to be a lot that's actually going to be written underneath for you to read that will give you the ideas. So there is going to be content that you can read to follow up on this.
Oh, right. Yeah, maybe the resources.
I'll be putting all this in.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, well-being has been something that I think came to my attention during the pandemic because it could have been easily compromised because of the anxiety, or the fear, the isolation. So I had to address those right away, in a sense, to make sure I stayed healthy
and could function.
And could function. Yeah, because I'm still running a business as well. And so, and I've done a lot of the things you've said. I've taken those baths. I've taken extra showers. I've taken walks.
Excellent.
I've talked to my family. We had a Zoom Passover Seder.
Nice.
That was interesting.
Nice.
From all over, and I found it very interesting, and a lot of Zoom conferences for my meditation groups. So I'm sure everybody's doing that out there.
And I think also increasing your vitamins, increasing your nutrition.
Oh yeah.
You know, people are trying to get more vitamins in now.
That's true.
So, and that will give you a boost.
Yeah.
You know,
I've done that too. It's interesting.
Yeah.
When you follow your intuitions.
You've done it all.
You seem like I followed the prescription for the pandemic.
And that's all you can do.
Yeah. So, and then a lot of people are giving back, like you say. You know,
and giving will always help. If you can give to somebody, you know, and think of the people who can't get out at all. Think of your elderly who are in their 80s, let's say, or over, or late 70s. Anyone at all who's compromised and can't get out, help them. Find out if you can get them groceries or if you can do something for them. You know, the best thing is to ask. If there's somebody who needs something, they may not ask you. You can just ask around. I know I sort of reach out and I'll just say, is there anything you need? And it'll be across the board, even to students that I counsel from the nursing school. You know, I'll just put it out there. Hi, checking in. Is there something you need? And if there's somebody who maybe they don't have the money to get gloves or masks, or they need some groceries, you know, a little bit of money that doesn't hurt me might help somebody else. Or, you know, I know another therapist who helped a lot of people that he's seeing by giving out groceries and giving out masks. And, you know, it's when you see a need, you fill it, and you don't even have to tell anyone about it. You know,
that's true.
And you just keep it to yourself, and then it's, you know, it's a special thing, and it'll boost your own immunity. So give to others. Find out if anyone you know needs something. Do they need a ride? Can they not get out? Should they stay home and never go out?
Yeah.
You know, like with my own mother, who is 90 years old, and her boyfriend, who's in his early 80s. So, and she's in excellent condition, but I'm doing the shopping for them because I would rather they don't go. So once a week, you know, I get their list, and then I deliver their groceries, and, you know, and whatever else I can do. So, you know, find those people in your life who need your help. You know, and just put the word out. Like, is there something you need? And it might be something you wouldn't even think of. Maybe it's an item you have that, you know, they just need something and you got it. So
yeah, that's very good. I've done that too with some of the neighbors. Just asked if they needed anything.
Exactly.
You know, and some say no, some say yes.
Yeah, just a general statement, and you don't even know what it is. Or if you have an intuition that you could help some way, you know, it'll really be a good thing.
Here's a thought. There's websites like for the neighborhoods called Next Door. So here's Erdenheim next door, but there's Doylestown.
Oh yeah.
Whatever.
Elkins Park.
Elkins Park next door. I think it's not worldwide, but nationwide at this point. So they have a lot of conversations or posts every day, and most of it's, I guess, pandemic related,
Sure.
and they're asking things like, do you know what restaurants are now open that do takeout or drive?
Yeah, and people are making masks.
Yeah,
I donated buttons for people making masks who needed special needs, kind of things with big buttons to put around if people can't put the mask on right. You never know where you can be of help.
Yeah,
And now all these people are like master sewers,
They're coming
seamstresses,
out.
making the masks, selling the masks, making T-shirts.
Yeah,
You might find a new occupation or a new way to earn money during this time.
That's true. So that's a way to handle the pandemic, and maybe not being employed. You can start your own little business out there doing something
catering.
else. Yeah.
A lot of people, they don't want to necessarily go to the regular restaurants. They'll come to you.
I tried a catering service in Jenkintown.
Oh, okay.
Online too. Yeah, I guess I've tried everything you're mentioning. It's amazing. Everything
You've done
you say,
it all.
I've done it all.
You've done it all.
I'm
You've
right
done
in
it
there.
all. Yeah. I know my daughter got me a CSA, which is a farm box.
Oh, okay.
And you can get it every week. I get it every other week, and it has all kinds of vegetables and stuff that you can make special things with, and it's like this fun surprise you get every every other week.
Yeah. I thought of that too. It's funny, there's like several
You've
CSAs.
been there, done that with everything.
It must have come to me like this super mind. Okay, this is what you got to do next. Because I know people are worried about the supply line or getting enough produce during the year, and so one way is to just go to the local farms, which are available to you.
Exactly.
Have these CSAs available.
And if you can garden, but that's
the other
if you
thing,
can't
too.
do that, go to the farms. The
Right.
CSA is the word. I forgot what it stands for.
Me too.
But go for it.
Right. And it's online. You can look them up online.
Yeah.
And
Or go to Produce Junction and you can get things, and you can get recipes, and you can really expand your horizons.
Yeah.
So I think people went through a big fear when this first came out.
Yeah.
People were in a very major state of anxiety.
Yeah.
They didn't know what to do. They didn't know what the problem was going to be. And everyone grabbed toilet paper.
Yeah.
And then people started talking about, wait a minute, there's other ways. If you didn't have toilet paper, you could get by with other ways.
Right.
And, millions of videos on that.
Right.
And it's like we're all so much more self-sufficient than we think we are.
Yeah.
We can do a lot more. People are saving water because they didn't know what's happening with the water supply.
Oh.
They're buying extra canned goods. I think people are a little less anxious right now. They let up on buying some of this stuff.
Yeah.
And now you can still buy soup at the supermarket, or
Right.
whatever it was.
Flour was a premium for a
That's
while.
still a premium, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are baking.
Yeah.
So if you listed all the good things about what has this given us, I think that would be very interesting.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
That would be an interesting. Well, we can do that, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah, that's
talking.
We'll have many
Yeah.
future talks.
Yeah, because it sounds like more and more positivity is coming, hopefully, out of this, and that would change basically our lives to a really new normal.
A new normal, maybe a better normal.
A better normal.
I mean, if we look at this as a positive, if people weren't dying, it could almost be a positive.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the things I say to people is, if you can pay your bills, if you have food on your table, and you're not sick, okay.
That's pretty darn good.
Then you're
right?
in good shape.
Yeah.
And, just stay in your house. Don't go to too many places. But if you can do that, you're in good shape.
Yeah. So I guess we have to be grateful for the little things or the things we take for granted.
Absolutely.
In these days. And that gives us a sense of humility and gratitude.
Yes. And a lot of people get the virus and they recover from it.
Yeah.
One of my friends, Dr. Alan Levy, had the virus. He caught it at a psychology convention in New York. His daughter and his wife got it, but he recovered from it. And he's leading meditations Monday at 8 and Friday at 12. So if you want to get into that, he's one of the best people I know. And I don't really need training in meditation, but I like to go to his anyway. So it's Dr. Alan Levy, and it's I'll probably give the link out for that. Excellent meditation, many sources of meditation. There's not one answer.
Oh my God, there's so many people.
I mean, there's not one religion. There's not one answer for anything,
Right, yeah.
Just like there's not one therapist that works for everyone, or there's many answers out there.
Oh yeah, I know a David Young, who's a famous musician who played for us at the New Hope Metaphysical Society. He's really well known for his flute CDs.
Oh, beautiful!
And he's used everywhere, like in massage centers and nursing homes.
Oh, beautiful!
And he's sort of expanded his venue now to other things. He's an artist, and he plays guitar and rock and roll, but he's now leading meditations on Sunday morning with his
Oh,
girlfriend up in
okay.
New York State, which I just happened to tune into. So that's David Young, people like him.
Well,
you know,
wherever you find somebody that you like, you
Yeah.
know, there's Abraham Hicks. There's
Right.
people who do Abraham Hicks
right?
who are marvelous, like Gabby, I forgot her name, Bernstein, and I forgot the name. She another woman.
Do they channel Abraham? Or
No,
just,
they are just doing the same topic
Oh,
from
I
their
see.
perspective,
From their
and they've been
perspective.
successful. Amanda Francis, that's the one.
Oh,
So I'm just saying, not one shoe fits all.
no.
There's a million ways to get what you need. Try it. Don't give up. Find a way, because somebody out there is going to reach you. Somebody in meditation is going to reach you, or a therapist is going to reach you, or a book. You know, there'll be something that will reach you.
Mhm.
And, you know, you can't give up. You've got to have joy in your life.
And
When you
faith.
have depression, you don't have joy.
Mhm.
And that's the time to call a counselor, or to read about what to do about it, or to join a group online about other people who are depressed or worried.
Mhm.
Many ways to take care of yourself at this time.
Yeah, and then of course there's meetups.
Yeah.
You can look up Meetup. A lot of them are doing Zoom gatherings.
Okay.
And I have an 800 number for suicide hotline, and
Okay.
also just a regular hotline.
I just need a time
So
check.
we can maybe add that into
Okay.
our resources afterwards in
Sure.
case people need that. Because I guess I've been through it all, so I kind of found
You
out
know what
about
to
all
do.
of it.
Yes. You know all the. How are we doing on time? I just have to ask you.
I
I
guess
think.
it's 20 after 2, so we're doing good
Oh,
on
good.
time.
Perfect.
You know?
Okay, there's a clock.
Yeah,
Perfect.
and speaking
So we're
of
in good shape.
meditation, yeah, that would be, we're in good shape.
All right,
and,
we're in good shape.
So I think that we've covered a lot of what we were initially going to talk about, I guess, in this particular
Yeah, and there'll be
conversation.
follow-ups. I mean,
Yeah.
there'll be things you can read that we're going to list as well.
Right. Maybe the follow-up would be, again, talking a little bit more about wellness, and then also how can we revision the world after the pandemic based on what we're learning now during the pandemic about coping with the pandemic that's led to great inspiration and creativity and sharing and community and all the things I think that we do want more and more in our lives. We're doing it.
And the valuing
Yeah.
of human beings.
And the
Like,
valuing of
everyone
human
is
beings, yeah.
valuing human beings so much more.
Yeah.
Valuing, we all realize how social we are,
Mm-hmm.
and how much we miss being with people and our family and hugging your family and whatever else you do.
Yeah. People
So-
who need people are the luckiest
Exactly.
people in the world.
Right,
I
exactly.
think we're all singing that song now.
Yes. So whatever it takes, whatever you can do to bring joy to your life, and I think we learn a lot of lessons
Mm.
that we can continue about self-sufficiency and
Yeah.
try to do more for yourself, to cook more, to do your own cleaning. People can't get anyone to clean their houses. To me, I just say, go out and clean your own house.
I've
It's
been
not
doing that
hard.
for years.
Yes, I don't think it's a difficult thing.
No, you learn to clean as you go. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
you don't have to hire people. And also hiring people now, for one thing, people are scared to bring people in,
That's true.
and they don't want to be disrupted because they're home.
Right.
So, you can learn to do anything. Anything you want to do, it's on YouTube.
Right. That's true too. Yeah, I'm learning how to put my Berkey filters in my Berkey water filter
Perfect.
online. That's something I'm learning. So yeah, you're learning new skills. You have to learn some skills here.
Yeah, absolutely.
YouTube's a great place to learn skills, and it's self-sufficiency is a good point, because I think it makes you feel better about yourself.
Oh, absolutely.
You know?
You feel stronger.
Yeah, your
You
self-esteem
feel more,
rises. I know mine did
Exactly.
a little bit.
More
so far.
independent, more, more anything you can do for yourself
Mm-hmm.
is
Yeah.
very helpful.
Yeah, these are the positives that are coming out
Yeah.
of this.
We'll
pandemic.
we'll start printing some of them out. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll include it probably.
Yeah. All right. Well, so going back to meditation, which I think we both agree is a good basis for which people can begin to cope with their emotional states, their physical states, their spiritual states, is getting into a habit or routine of meditating. And there's many kinds of meditations, as we know, based simply on just the breath, meditating on the breath, the early stages of meditation, meditating on a candle, meditating on a sound or chant, meditating on a visualization, and so on. And
Using
so,
breath. I mean, a million ways
million.
to get into meditation.
Yeah.
I use a lot of visualization, but I
Yeah.
can do other things.
Yeah.
For a quick, for a quick meditation now, I'll probably just guide you through some visualization exercises.
For relaxation.
Yeah.
That's the key, to relax. I think to relax the body, put it into a certain state. I forget if it's an alpha or beta state.
Yeah, it's alpha.
Right.
Beta is when you're conscious. Alpha is when you're more relaxed.
Right.
And theta is when you're asleep.
Right. So we want to go into that alpha state, I guess, as much as we can.
Yes.
During this time, to kind of alleviate the anxiety and even the depression, keeps you in a kind of a balanced mode, as I find it. So nothing really gets to you too much. You're kind of in a balanced state. So that's
Absolutely
important. I think that's why I meditate, just to stay in balance, and so I can cope and not get too upset or not too.
Well, that's
down.
all helpful. And the other thing about meditation is, just like if you do Olympics and you want to win, they visualize themselves winning before they do it. Mm-hmm. And meditation will get you everything you want. You can visualize your positive future. Mm-hmm. You can get whatever it is your goal is. You never know what you might get.
Right. And since we are trying to visualize a positive future, post-pandemic, this would be perfect to visualize for ourselves.
Absolutely. And we will be bringing that up. That's going to come up. And I can tell you right now, visualize the positive future every single day. Mm. Always visualize it.
Mm. That's true.
And that will work anytime.
Yeah.
Even for a minute.
I need to do more of that myself.
That's okay. I mean, if you can do it, if you can visualize the positive future whenever you think of it, whether it's every day or every week, but, this is the beginning of us all collectively visualizing the positive together, mm-hmm. so that we can, that's the beginning of bringing it. It starts at one level and comes to the physical.
Right. If you think it shall be,
right.
So it shall be. So let's do that now.
Okay.
I guess that would be a good
right.
time to begin then a meditation to end this conversation with, and to allow people to actually to have an experience of what we're talking about. So if you're ready, willing, and able, folks,
put yourself in a comfortable position. You're going to start the music.
I'll get the music started.
And we're going to get moving.
Okie doke.
You can chant if you want before you start. You can do some ohms. Some of you may not be familiar with it. Om is always a good thing to do before you start. And basically close your eyes, be comfortable, any way you want to be comfortable. And you want to start seeing yourself in a beautiful environment.
All right, I'm going to start the music now.
Okay, that's fine.
Here we go. Can you hear it?
Yep. So you want to see yourself in the most beautiful place you can think of. A place you like, a place you've been to, or a place you've imagined.
All right, I'll do the same.
Okay, great. And you're going to explore this beautiful environment.
Can we make up an environment if we don't have
Sure.
one?
Yeah, make it up. Make it up.
Okay.
Somewhere you've been, somewhere you can think of.
Another star system.
Anywhere you like.
Okay.
And you're going to look around you at the beauty. Could be mountains, could be flowers. You're going to feel the breeze. You're going to smell the fragrance. And as you sit in a comfortable place in what you're imagining, you find the letter that's meant for you and the gift. You're going to open up the gift. Take a look at the gift. And most importantly, take your time now and read the letter that came with it, meant for you. And in the letter is going to be special advice about what to do in your life. Make sure you read the letter and look for that special advice that's going to tell you what to do in your life. And then you're going to sit at a table. You see the table, and you're going to sit there. And someone from the past, present, or future, or no one at all, is going to sit across from you. And take your time and think of the questions that you have right now. Ask your questions and listen for the answers from wherever they come from, or whoever you want them to come from. Think of your questions. You might be asking when this will end. You might be asking, what is the next step? Whatever you want to ask your questions and listen for the answers. And then you're going to go to where you see the water. And in that water, you see a vision. It might be light. It might be a divine being. You'll know who it is or what it is. Or maybe you don't know what it is. It just might be a light. Look at the water. And that light is getting stronger. The divine light getting stronger and stronger. And it's expanding and covering you. And you are being filled completely with this golden and white light. And this light is going to protect you. It's going to protect your entire body. And it's going into every pore of your body. Everywhere in your body is being filled with this divine light for your protection, for your strength, for your healing. And nothing else can penetrate this divine light that you are being immersed in. See yourself completely immersed, covered from head to toe, encircled by this golden and white light that protects you. And the light is expanding. It's expanding to cover everyone in your life, all your loved ones, all your friends, anyone you care about. The light is expanding. The light of healing, the golden and white light of healing and protection, covering you and your entire family and friends. And it's getting stronger and it's expanding across the world. You see that golden light that you're immersed in, covering beyond your friends and family, beyond your country, going across the world, covering the entire world with protection, with healing. And anything that's negative just slowly evaporates. Anything that we don't want anymore will just evaporate with this golden and strong healing light. So see everything else evaporating, fading. All the sickness, all the illness. What's left is just the light and the divinity. And some of you are seeing divine figures. You'll know who they are. Whoever you're connected to. Or you might just be hearing words. You might hear the words in different languages of different religious faiths that give you hope, that let you know that this is working for you. And you're feeling very strong. You're feeling almost like you have superpowers that nothing can touch. Your superpowers are healing you, protecting you, and healing the world. And hold on to that. And carry that with you everywhere you go, every day, wherever you are. And now visualize the positive future in as much detail as you can, with everything you want in the future, with the whole world being healed, with no disease. The virus is gone. See the world the way it should be, the way you want it to be, with all your full intention. The good is here, the divine light is here, and all else has diminished and faded. The virus has evaporated. No longer here. Everyone is protected. Everyone is protected like there is a steel door that nothing can get in. And see your own positive future with what you want in your own life. And your family. All is reachable. Everything is within your control, within your vision. What you visualize can be manifest. When you're ready, you can move around and open up your eyes at your own pace. And you might have heard some words that will give you hope in the future. Hear what those words are that you can remember later. Remember some words that give you hope, that you can remind yourself of. And this is something that you can do for yourself on a daily basis, and we'll be doing more of this as well. And longer ones as well. I don't think Amy wants to come out.
No, I'm liking
Hate to
it.
interrupt you.
Oh my goodness me. I was having
We'll do some longer ones next time.
deep conversations.
Oh, sorry about that. Sorry
Oh, no,
to
that's
get you
okay.
out of it.
No, just
Well, we
take
can
this
always
time.
come back.
Yeah, we can come back. You
Yes.
want to turn off the music now? Or
Yeah,
we're
I
finished?
think.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. And then we can do our ending.
Right.
So this is definitely a boost for your immune system to do any kind of meditational visualization exercises. We wanted to fortify you with some new ideas and techniques.
Yes, that was quite a visualization. Had a lot of elements to it that I deeply appreciated, of course.
Thank you.
And
I almost hated to end, but I know I have a conference coming up and whatever. So
we hate to end this conversation.
yes, we hate to end, but
keep
we'll be
going.
back.
We'll be back, folks, for part 2. I'm sure maybe part 3 and 4 as we continue with this exploration of what creates for us a positive present and a positive future as well in this time of the pandemic. So thank you for participating with us today. We hope that you've enjoyed our conversation. We hope that you've enjoyed the meditation. Kudos to Jana for giving a very wonderful overview of what to do in this time of inspiration. I'll call it a time of inspiration, and some people even say ascension, that we're actually
That's a very good way to put it.
manifesting a new vibration in the world itself because of the pandemic. So let's continue to think in those terms then, that we're manifesting a new future, a new vision, a new vibration. And so that will end this conversation today. Make sure to look for it's on YouTube
Absolutely.
and Facebook, and we'll have some resources available for you to look at also. And as I always say, namaste to all of you, and blessings to you and your kind and your family and your future.
And thank you, Amy. Love working with you. Love your energy, and we'll keep it up.
All right, thank you,
Okay.
Jana. Bye-bye for now, everyone.
Bye for now. Thank you, everyone.
Bye for now.